Everyone. Are these on? Yep. How wonderful to be here tonight once again with you. I did this 2 years ago, and as you see, it's an incredible event, a real family experience, and I think everybody leaves here feeling so touched and empowered. I'm always so impressed with the passion found in the people who have dedicated their lives to Operation Smile. Their ability to transform lives is nothing short of miraculous, as you saw with that beautiful singer earlier this evening. But the tragic truth is that in many parts of the world, a child born with a cleft lip or a cleft palate is often forced to suffer from more than their physical disability alone. If I can have your attention, please, everyone, because this is an important message. As you know, as you've seen in the stories that we've seen tonight, far too often, the child who has a cleft palate is looked upon as cursed, and along with his and her entire family, ostracized by the community. And sadly, many children born with a cleft won't actually even survive their first year of life. But as has been proven again and again after experiencing the results of Operation Smile's compassionate care, there is a tangible change for the better in that child's entire family, which translates really into a better life for that family's village or town. At the same time, if there is one thing that characterizes every person on stage here tonight, every person who has worked for Operation Smile or served as a volunteer, it's the very real and positive way their lives have also been changed for the better. And I think that's why Operation Smile seems less like an organization and more like this wonderful extended family that you all are a part of tonight. So on that note, we have some very special guests in the house. I want to please give a warm welcome to the reigning Miss Universe. I think she's right at that table right there somewhere. Miss Universe, Ximena Navarrete. The reigning, she's gorgeous, wonderful. I helped crown her last year. The reigning Miss USA, Rima Faki. I'd like to say I had something to do with her as well. I helped crown her too. And the reigning Miss Teen USA, Cammie Crawford. And representing the Miss Universe organization, one of Operation Smile's biggest supporters, Donald Trump Jr., right there at that table. Now, the Trump family has a very important announcement to share with us tonight. Very important announcement. No, not that announcement. Maybe that comes later. But we are thrilled to announce that starting this year, Operation Smile will be the official charity of the Miss Universe Corporation. It's a perfect marriage. Beautiful women with beautiful smiles and beautiful hearts helping in communities that need that, to shine the spotlight on this wonderful organization. So I'd like to thank the entire Trump family. And I'd also like to tell you about another remarkable family, friends of Operation Smile, who tapped into a well of unmatched generosity and turned their own personal grief into a new tomorrow. A lot of supporters here in this room, as you see, a lot of love. They turned what was a tragedy in their family into an incredible tomorrow for thousands of children around the world. Matthew Morahan III had the unique talent of being able to put a smile on the face of anyone he met. A beloved son, an adored brother, uncle, nephew, cousin, and friend. Matthew was a natural smile ambassador to everyone he knew. He was also a respected and successful bond trader at Jefferies and Company. And just over 2 years ago, in April of 2009, a tragic and fatal fall took Matthew's life at just the age of 29. Well, despite their grief, his parents, Matthew Jr. and Bari, wanted to create a living memorial to the shining light that was their son. And they wanted his memory to continue to bring purpose and joy into the world, as Matthew did every day of his life. Well, this led to the creation of an annual Matthew J. Morahan III medical mission for Operation Smile that this year will take place in the Dominican Republic. So you should, Applaud. Now, just as Matthew brought smiles to everyone he met, his memory now will continue to bring smiles to children throughout the world. So now coming to the stage is the man who introduced the Morahan family to Bill and Kathy McGee. Please welcome a member of the Operation Smile Board of Governors, Bill Finneran.
Thank you, Natalie, and thanks to all of you for being here tonight. Every family has a story, and every one of them have power and emotion. I'm going to deviate from what they're telling me to say here right now, but because I want to reflect on the Morahan family. Maddie, like myself, and many others in the room tonight are here for our graduates of Villanova. And I'm honored to consider myself a very close friend of Maddie. Matter of fact, Jay Wright, who's our famous basketball coach, is sitting at my table here in honor of Jay, and many other families here. Our family has 4 tables, and Maddie's has 5. We're here to honor Matt the third. Can't think of a better person or a boy that set a better example to his family and friends than Matt the third. Having said that, I would like to reflect on something. I mean, having breakfast with Dr. McGee this morning, we were reflecting on many things that have happened within OpSmile, and I've been all over the world with them for the last 20 years. I wasn't in China 20 years ago, but maybe 18 years ago with them. And one story that'll always stick with me, these doctors have been operating for 12 hours, from 6 o'clock in the morning. We were there at 7 at night. I know my math isn't correct in saying that. We took some breaks. I was out with a family. There was 300 families that we had to turn away, but I was there with a father that told me a story that he spent 3 days getting there, through rice paddies, fields, taking 2 buses, sleeping on the street the night before to get online. And he was the last person to be turned down. I walked in with this child. The doctors were packing up to go home, and I asked them, I got so carried away with this little girl. I wish I had pictures to show you tonight. I said, please do this one last girl, and the memory will stay with me for life. An hour later, after they agreed to do it, we put a mirror to this girl's face, and she just cried, and the parents cried. In every country we've been in, we were in Bolivia where they were hiding children under beds and they're ashamed to bring them out. We had a doctor that agreed to adopt one of these girls, and we had the president of Bolivia on the plane that expedited it. Getting on, I'd like to say one more thing, and that is, I'd like to share a letter with you from a mother who's a friend of my daughter. We call Diane, but in the family, she's Fluffy. She's sitting over here. I don't know why she got Fluffy, but anyhow, her friends, Chip and Kristen Graham, called her, and Kristen had a cleft palate when she was a little girl. And she knew going to school and whatever, they didn't operate until they were at school age then. She was ashamed to be with her family, with her friends. It was sort of a hidden secret. And after 2 children, she had a third. And this child, she called me. And I want to read you something when she returned home. Because of you, Diane and Dr. McGee, I'm able to know in my heart that Brooke received the best possible care. Now, this is in the United States. They're from Pennsylvania. Dr. McGee is in Norfolk, Virginia. After speaking with the doctors at Children's Hospital in Philadelphia, we were discouraged. This is an email I got from, and felt a bit hopeless. They are some of the world's finest doctors, but still would not address the baby's nasal deformity until he reached the age of 7. As Di told you, I grew up with a cleft lip and had a severe flat nose and wasn't corrected until school age. This was a difficult thing to deal with. And children, as we all know, can be so mean. With Dr. McGee's approach and pure wizardry, his nose has already been corrected, and he will never have to live through that awful taunting. For this, I can't thank you enough. The entire experience in Norfolk was positive. The Southern hospitality, that's funny, I never got it down there. The worst restaurants in the world. But the fact is, this is Christian's view, what a truly special person he is, and I have to agree with that. He told me that to treat each of these little patients as if they were his own, that if he would risk something for his own child, he would risk it for mine. I felt 100% confident in placing my baby in his care and didn't let us down. I was sent along before and after photos of this little guy once the swelling and the bruising has subsided. You will not believe the transformation. You and your family will always be in our prayers with much appreciation and gratitude. So this is a girl right here in the a boy right here in the United States. His parents are sitting right here. So the McGees reach out, Kathy and Bill, in many ways, besides what you see in China, in Uruguay, in Bolivia, and God, I've been to Moscow where they almost threw us out. And I've been in Romania where the kids were tied to the bed and had no way out. I just want to thank you all for being here. The Moorhen family, I hope we can all support their missions in the future. We want to make this a yearly thing, and have a good evening from here. Thank you.
Well, that's exactly why we are here tonight, to bring more stories like that one to the world.